Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Ice Game 6 show. Today is Monday, October 1st, so it's officially Halloween month. Today, we have a special guest joining us, the one and only Tekking101.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Across from us on the table, we got Colton Rice and Race Johnson as always.
What's up?
Yo. Okay.
So today, we have an interesting episode. We're interviewing a YouTuber who has quite a large audience of 300,000 subscribers, but he doesn't make the type of videos that typically get popular on YouTube. But he's been able to amass an audience with such a niche community, and that's kind of what we're delving into today. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, hi. I'm Tekking, or Matt. You can call me whatever, I guess, during this interview. And I am what is referred to as I think a weeb, I think is the best way to describe it. I talk about anime on my channel, mostly a series called One Piece, which is the most popular one in the world. It's got like 20 years now it's been running. I also discuss My Hero Academia, which is one that's been getting a lot of popularity recently, and Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is the card game, but it's also an anime, and that's mostly what I do here.
Nice. Because, like, Colton and I have been watching Tekking for a few years now, or maybe about two.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than 2 years. And
right about 2 years ago is really when my channel started to take off. So
yeah, really fast. So we're getting a lot into where he started on YouTube, what he changed content types from over the course of his 10 years on the platform, what he's learned from, and various things like that. So we can just go ahead and get straight into the interview. I do want to ask, like, what were the first... I feel like you may have done gaming videos to begin. Is that true?
I did. Yeah, that was way back in like the dark era. So when I first started, I was actually thinking about this today because I knew I was going to be doing this. It's been pretty much 10 years exactly since my first inspiration to do this. And it was through the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe, who did gaming videos, obviously, and then Doug Walker, who was the nostalgia critic. And I remember watching those guys back in like late 2008. I was a sophomore in high school and thinking to myself, man, they're not actors or anything. They're just in their houses talking about this stuff. Maybe I could do that too. So the next year, after my sophomore year, it was May of 2009 is when I started the channel, and I started reviewing. I made these really bad video game reviews. Do not go and watch them. They're still up, but don't watch them for the love of God. About this PlayStation game called Medieval, and I reviewed that, and they were just really bad. But that's really where it started, and you know, I just evolved from there.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty reoccurring story with a lot of YouTubers. I mean, even myself, whenever I was in like 6th grade, I was uploading like video game fact videos, which you can't find anymore because they're all deleted. Sorry, guys, but
Yeah, I leave my stuff up because I feel like, there's no reason for me to delete it, and I want to have like a little, like, this is where my humble beginnings were, so I never forget. Like, that's who I am, and that's just where I've come from since then.
Well, actually, I had like a tragic story because Colton and I did the channel together with another guy named George, and we had like 100 videos about, and we amassed like 300 subscribers. But for little kids in middle school, that's not too bad. And
no, it's not bad at all. No, I had my first 2 years on YouTube. I didn't even have 100 subs, so you did pretty good.
Yeah, with like we did video game fact videos before Did You Know Gaming existed. So like we had the idea a long time ago, but that guy George had a friend, and his friend got like super pissed one day and logged onto George's computer and deleted all of our videos off YouTube. So I was never able to get them.
That's my worst nightmare, you know, because that's horrible. My God,
it's sad. So many hours.
Yeah. Like if you got hacked, they could just delete them all, and there's no backup. You have to have them saved on your hard drives.
Yeah, I save everything. I have like 2 external hard drives just with all my stuff. Even back during like my Bleach days, I still have all that stuff.
Bleach. What's Bleach?
Bleach is an anime by the manga was written by Taito Kubo, and it ran from 2001 to 2016. It ended 2 years ago, and I reviewed that series for 5 years on my channel.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't because I only got up to about 80,000 subs with that series, and then after that, when I started talking about One Piece, it really took off. But that was really the cornerstone. That's where it started, because the game reviews I did at the very beginning, that, like I said, I had like 60 subs from that in the first 2 years. I started to review Bleach, and that's really wanted to build my fan base and get me up to a comparable level, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty high. That anime stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like on YouTube, anime is like really big.
Mm-hmm. They allow that on YouTube?
Yeah, there's a very large community. I mean, there was a large community even before I started. There was plenty of people that did it. But ever since then, I mean, people have come, people have gone. But I think now it's larger than ever.
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to touch on is how do you separate yourself from the rest of the competition? I mean, obviously your videos are high quality in HD and other stuff like that. But I mean, there's something about your channel specifically that stands out amongst the crowd compared to, say, Joy Boy Sawyer and other stuff. Like, what do you think that you do specifically to set yourself apart?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that talk about it. I don't view it in a competitive sense, because it's not like a race or anything. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand, like, no matter what community you're in, video gaming, vlogging, how-to videos, whatever you're doing, there's kind of always going to be someone that has more subs than you. There's always going to be someone that is more popular than you. So I just kind of did my thing until I developed my own style. I'm very energetic. I'm very off the cuff a lot of times. I do edit my videos, but a lot of times I just get in front of the camera and just go with it. I have lots of skits I do, weird costumes I wear, and all that kind of crap. And it just kind of fell into my own little niche, I guess. And so I'm like, right now at this moment, like, I'm just happy being me, doing what I do. I know what I do, and everyone else seems to find entertainment from it. So it's like, I'm just going to keep on doing this, because it seems like I found my muse. I found my thing that makes me, special. So there we are.
Cool. And so I guess we touched on the gaming, and then you went on to talking about Bleach, and then One Piece. But when it comes to how you produce your content, you still do these long 40-minute, hour-long video discussions, basically in one take, and you don't even need to edit them because you're able just to spit it all out.
It's not one take.
Well, it seems like it. Because you can just talk and talk and talk.
Okay, well, that's good. One thing that I do not like that YouTubers do is a copious amount of jump cuts. I've literally seen channels where they can't even get through like a 10-second introduction without jump cutting. Like, hey everybody, I'm random YouTuber 55 here. And I'm like, okay, come on, you can try to get through the intro without jump cutting it at least once. But yeah, it gets annoying sometimes, because I'll be like, just a video I did today, I think I did like a 5-minute intro into the video, and like 5 minutes in, I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing good, but then I messed it up. And then I tried it again, I messed it up again. So I said, you know what, I'm just starting all the way over from the beginning. And I just scrapped everything I did and just started all over. And I've had to do that so many times. But I guess I just have a little bit of like OCD with that. I'm just like, you know what, this is crap. I'm just going to start over from the beginning.
Out of the videos you upload, how many do you scrap? Like, what's the ratio?
How many do I what?
Like, how often do you finish a video and you're like, this isn't up to snuff?
No, I don't do that. Like, usually when I start a video, like, it's gonna get uploaded one way or the other. It's just that there's like a certain like point of no return in the video. Like, if I'm like 20 minutes in, I'm obviously not going to start all over. But if it's like, within the first 5 minutes, if it's just not clicking, or if I'm not doing it the right way, I'll have to go back and start over. But so it'll take a lot longer to get the video done, but I will get it done. Very rarely do I ever get through an entire video, render it, and then decide not to upload it. That's actually only happened a few times.
Okay, because I've heard some YouTubers say like 2 out of 5 or 1 out of 3 videos they just aren't happy with, or they're embarrassed by something like that, and it's not up to their standards, and they cut it. But for you, it's
I guess the concept of being embarrassed doesn't really apply to me, because I do some really embarrassing, cringy stuff in my videos.
You're cringe king.
So, yeah. That's what I get called all the time. So
that's
it's
why
like,
you're so
whatever.
beautiful. Because like you don't care what people think. You just do what you want to do.
No, I don't. And well, I mean, everybody does to some extent. But if you want to be successful on the platform, you really have to develop some sort of like callous against that. Because I've known people that get started on YouTube and they come to me for advice. And I remember one of them was like, these people are leaving these troll comments on my channel, and I was telling them to get out of here. Like, how do you deal with that? And I'm like, you just don't respond to them. That's the simplest solution. You just got to learn not to respond to that crap. If I responded to every single troll comment, it would like consume my life, and I can't do that. You just can't. So just move on.
Yeah, because you're one of the only YouTubers, not one of the only, but a minority of YouTubers are honest with themselves. So I feel like so many YouTubers, especially, in the vlogging sphere and other stuff, they put on these fake personas, and I can tell just from talking to you earlier that you are definitely 100% the same person that you are whenever you record your videos.
Yeah. The only thing that changes is, sometimes when I'm talking about something, I'll dial up my excitement a little bit. Like, I don't normally, oh no, I do sometimes in public. I'll like, yes, this is great. I'll get really excited. But I might dial that up a slight bit, but it's pretty much the same exact, thing. Maybe that's the reason I got so popular. I don't know.
I think so. That's why I thought it was funny that you're so comfortable with yourself.
I'm not that familiar with, because we were talking about this earlier, I'm not a big fan of the vlogging style of YouTube. I couldn't name all of the really like a few years ago, like my one friend Chris was really into Jenna Marbles. I don't know if she still does her stuff. I have no idea. But I obviously know about like Logan Paul and Jake Paul and everybody, but I'm just not really into that, so I don't really watch them. Probably the most popular YouTuber I watch, the most popular channel. You ever hear of a channel called Brave Wilderness?
Yeah.
Coyote Peterson with he has like 10 million subs, and that's like the most popular channel I watch regularly.
I saw his channel blowing up, and I was like, okay, these bug bite videos are cool, but I can tell that there's gonna get to a point to where like they're gonna start dying off, and like now he uploads videos, and a lot of them I'm just not interested in. I mean, if you're really into nature and stuff like that, then I could understand, but like I feel like he kind of pushed the whole like bug thing. Like he used up a lot of his cards too early. That's something I was worried about, because like you're in a niche community where you talk about One Piece, One Piece is a huge story, so there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's 20 years running. So I was talking about this earlier. Like I've talked about it for 2 years now. I've been doing discussion videos, and there's still so much more I can make videos about. So I mean, that's also why it's a very practical thing to talk about on YouTube, because there's just so much to do. But yeah.
What are your thoughts on like YouTube in a niche community? Obviously, your followers are much more engaged. You probably see the same faces popping up in your mentions really often. I feel like
like with a niche community, like with anime, for instance. Let's just talk about that, because that's what I do. There's probably going to be like a cap off where you're probably not going to get more subscribers. Like I think the most popular anime YouTubers right now are the Anime Man and Aki Dearest and Misty. They're all up there. They all have more than 1 million subs. Giguk does as well. So they're all hovering, I think, around 1.2, 1.3 million or less. So you're probably not going to get an anime YouTuber that talks specifically about that has like over 10 million subs. So whatever niche community you're going to get started in, if you're only here because it's a passion project for you, and then that's fine. You're not really going to care about numbers too much. But if you want to try to get successful with the platform, you got to kind of look at to see what you're, like, okay, am I going to be able to get this popular if I talk about this? Like I talked about Bleach for that many years, and Bleach was actually not that much of a popular series, really. Its popularity had steadily declined over the years compared to One Piece, which is the most popular manga in the world. So it was no surprise why my numbers kind of skyrocketed as soon as I started talking about it. Yeah.
Because, every time, like, whenever I was younger and I was watching your videos, like, 2 years ago or whatever, like, as soon as you switched to One Piece, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, here we go with the Warlord videos.
Yeah, that's what I started with, yeah.
Yeah, I watched, I mean, seriously, like, every single one of your One Piece videos since they started coming out. Like, I pretty much watched when they came out.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, sorry about that, dude. Sorry, man.
I spent a lot of hours looking at your face.
Looking at your room in that exact angle.
Oh, wait. You're starting to cut out here.
Oh.
I can't. Yeah, hold on. Okay. I
Can
think
you
we're
hear
good
us?
now. I think. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the internet's getting a little bogged down. I
Nah,
figured
it's
the
all
live
right.
stream's
Well,
gonna have a couple of these problems. On the YouTube edit, we'll fix these. The people watching live,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
understand we're just having some technical issues.
Dude, I think I just got chased
yeah,
by a ghost.
it happens.
What was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask Race. Race has never really watched anime. He watched Death Note just recently. I showed him for the first
The
time.
anime one.
That, yeah. Did you like it?
I liked it much more than I liked the live action one. The live action one was absolutely horrible.
Oh God, yeah.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
But yeah, that's usually the anime I recommend to people to get into it,
Mhm.
like like as a gateway kind of thing.
Gateway
Because
drug.
It was a gateway drug.
yeah, because Death Note is a series it's grounded in our world. I mean, yeah, you
Mhm.
got like the Shinigami and like a magic notebook and everything, but for the most part, it takes place in our
Yeah,
world.
in the real world.
And the concept of it is very easy to grasp. Like I wouldn't recommend like starting off with something like One Piece. If you've never watched anime before, and like the first thing, don't watch One Piece because it's like so much stuff going on at one, like in a different fantasy world. In Death Note, it's like here's a magic notebook, you write someone's name in it, they die. And it's like that's an easy enough concept to grasp. And so it's just like you can get started with that and see if you like the style of anime.
Right, and I did like the style. It was something that I really enjoyed because I felt like the Japanese people are way more sophisticated than like American shows. Like you watch American shows and it's just like
Dumbed
it's
down.
so planned out and so just there in
Yeah,
your face.
there's a few good ones, but yeah, I see what
for
you
the
mean.
for the anime ones, they're just so much more in depth. There's so much more stuff going on, and I like it. I can understand it.
Anime is like a lot more symbolic than like live action
Yeah.
stuff.
It's because some Asian people are pretty
Yeah.
sketchy.
I'm
They're
glad.
awesome.
I'm glad anime is becoming way more
Shout out to the
mainstream
Asians,
in recent
love all
years
you.
because, like, I mean, I didn't grow up. I was born in '93, and I know people that lived in the '80s, and the anime was around, but it was like super underground. And then in the '90s, it started to be out. Like Dragon Ball helped a lot. Pokemon was a huge with Pokemon. And
Pokemon
and then in
Time.
recent years, it's been taken pretty
I
seriously.
used to watch. There was this other something going on around the same time as like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and all those. There was like another card game that I played. What are other ones like?
Bakugan, Beyblade.
No, I don't think it was that one. It
Dual
wasn't Beyblade.
Masters was one.
I have the PlayStation game of that on the
There's-
PS2.
Yeah, there
There's
was
a-
Dual
forget what
Masters,
it's
there's
called.
Bakugan, this wasn't an anime, but Magic the Gathering is like the oldest trading card game.
Maybe you're
that,
thinking of
was a game.
Chaotic.
No. it
Cha-
was a
oh,
weird
Chaotic
one.
was a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember watching Chaotic.
I love those old if it's just funny how a lot of I've talked to people about anime because like our channel is mainly hip hop, Houston, whatever, just guest of the week kind of thing. And
About to
I
eat chocolate.
I think it's funny because I talk to some people about anime because obviously not a lot of people are into it. And they don't realize that a lot of the shows they grew up with as kids are anime. They think that they were
Yeah.
just cartoons. And
Yeah, I've encountered that because like when I was a kid, I wasn't paying attention. Like I was watching Dragon Ball, I wasn't paying attention to where it was produced. I didn't care. I was just like, let me just watch this show because it's cool.
Touch the mouse.
We're based in Texas. In this area, it's not that common to run into an anime fan. I mean, I've known plenty. I was the president of an anime club when I went to university, actually. But there's really not that many of them out here.
yeah, congrats on graduating, by the way.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, I finally got my bachelor's degree. I got it last January, and it only took like 6 years.
Oh well, you still got it.
But I'll tell you what, though, part of that was because of my YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to community college for 2 years, and then I took like a year and a half off, and I took that year and a half off to focus on my YouTube channel, and I'm really glad that I did that. So it's not like I was stupid or something. I couldn't pass my classes. It's just that my channel started to grow, and I had to balance that in college, and it was really tough during those latter years. But I finally got my degree, so I'm like,
Yeah, that's something we're encountering because we're young. Race is 21, I'm 18, Colton's 19.
okay.
And
All right.
we're all new to community college. It's our first 2 years. So we're trying to balance that and YouTube. So I'd like to ask what your scheduling is like when it comes to your uploads versus what it used to be.
Yeah, let me talk about what it used to be, because that's something that'll actually, be relevant to you guys. When I first started the anime thing, So it was like right after I graduated high school, like literally the same week that I graduated. I had not used the channel for a little while, so I was like, I want to do something. I want to make a video. I want to do something different. And so I just thought, you know what? I'm going to review this new Bleach chapter. And I still had my suit and tie hanging up in the hallway from graduation, so that's why I always wear a suit and tie in my reviews, because that's what that's based from.
Yeah, you banished him to hell.
Yeah, that's something else that just kind of became a trademark over the years. So I picked that up, and I started doing videos that summer about anime, and I went from like 60 subs to like 500 just that summer. And that's not that good back then, but that was like really good from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So after I started college, it was really tough. It was like at the busiest times, it was like one video a week. But the thing that YouTube really likes consistency, like the algorithm and everything. So if you're only uploading like one video a week, but you keep that consistent, YouTube likes that stuff. Okay. Now, the way my schedule is right now, I'm putting out a video at least every day or 2 days or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm getting at least a video out every 2 days. And that's good in a sense because it's more content and everything. But at the same time, I went on vacation earlier in September, and I was gone for like a week, and there was 3 days where I didn't upload everything, and my metrics got all out of whack. So whatever you're doing, whatever decision you want to make with the schedule, just be consistent with it. If you're going to be like, I can only make videos on Friday, that's fine, but just keep it consistent to Friday and you should be okay.
So you want your analytics to have a recurring pattern when it comes to like your view frequency, like when you get like a boost?
To the point when you start getting enough views and subscribers on YouTube where you're making money on it and everything. YouTube's not my only job. I work at Dollar Tree too. We'll talk about that, I guess, later. But you know, if this is your only thing, that's your only source of income, you really need to start paying attention to, okay, how much am I getting this month? How much is it different from last month? What changed? Ad rates are always changing. Sometimes ads are worth more depending on the time of year. I can't talk about how much exactly I make for there's like contracts and reasons for that. But July, everything was kind of down, and just recently it started to get back up again. And it's just an ad rate thing. It's really nothing that I can control.
Do you hate how feeble like YouTube treats your income? Like, isn't that kind of sketchy?
Oh, no. I mean, like, I'm partnered with a network called Fullscreen.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, they're a network. They handle that. But I think everything seems to be going good for me right now. I really don't have a lot of complaints with that.
You don't struggle with demonetization.
What's going on?
You don't struggle with demonetization, really.
No, I do not. And the adpocalypse, what he's referring to is, about a year ago, there was an issue where there was some really bad racist content on YouTube. And the way it was is, anybody could put ads on their videos. So you have like these white supremacists making videos that were only getting like a few hundred views, but there's an ad for Pepsi on it. And so people got outraged and they started complaining to Pepsi, and Pepsi's like, screw. And you had Walmart, Coke, AT&T just pulling all their advertisements from YouTube. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, YouTube had to change something. And they basically changed it around to this system where everything has to be family friendly. So when that happened, it didn't affect me too bad. I think it hit channels a lot more heavy that talk about things like religion and politics and terrorism and like news, that kind of stuff. It got hit really bad. I talk about anime, so it wasn't that controversial, but I did stop. Like I lightened up using cursing and a little bit because this is kind of my livelihood, so I need it to keep moving.
How do you feel about like your recent like manga chapter reviews? How you can't have like panels?
So the thing with that is Shueisha, which is the company that does they're the publishing company that owns Shonen Jump, and they're this huge publishing company in Japan. I've had issues with them before in the past. When I was starting out, if I threw a manga chapter in there, they would be taking down my content. It was like copyright infringement. You're using our chapter panels and stuff. So, but every time I would rebuttal this claim, because you could send in a counterclaim on YouTube, every time I would do that, it would take like a month, but it would get rescinded and I'd be fine. I haven't dealt with it in years. Up until recently, about last month, they took down one of my videos and I got my first strike in a long time. But I got everything kind of sorted out even quicker than normal, because now at least I have contacts at YouTube. I can like, hey, could you look into this for me and everything? So the process got done a lot quicker and my video's back up now. So none of my other videos have been affected by that have the panels. I'm just being a little bit more careful with how I do it now. It's you have to constantly adjust because it's like, this is not my website. I don't own it. Other people make the rules. So, I could try to go against the rules and see what'll happen. Maybe I'll get lucky, or I could just try to like, all right, let me conform. Let me just try to change my format and see if this works and it's better. Because that's the attitude I take into this.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because like copyright is another thing that we're going to have to deal with when it comes to using music and other kind of situations.
Because you guys do like the rap stuff and everything.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cuss words involved in that. We're gonna definitely have to do.
Yeah, that's probably a different issue altogether. That might be more of a community because you guys you're streaming on Twitch, but you upload on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to deal with the copyright if you're playing somebody else's like a music video or something, and with curse words, you might have to deal with community guidelines stuff. I don't do that. I don't deal with that stuff personally, so I really wouldn't know what the line is there. I wouldn't know, but it's a kind of a rickety bridge there with all that stuff.
From what I've heard, people have figured out that the software on YouTube that auto generates subtitles.
Oh yeah.
They use that to read every word that you're saying, and then if you check enough of these boxes, then your video gets like a number assigned to it, like 904, and that will determine your whether or not you get demonetized, and it will determine how much your video is going to be spread out in the recommended. Because if you see people get videos demonetized, they also get a hit in views, but you can still get that hit in views without being demonetized, and they won't tell you. There's no way to tell unless you look into the source files of like your channel on that specific video, and you can see that number there. This YouTuber named Nerd City discovered
I've never heard that. That makes a lot of sense what you're saying. Obviously, with how much videos are on YouTube, I think I read somewhere once it's like 500 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every single minute. So it's like obviously you need to have some sort of bot to go through and do all this kind of stuff. So the way that I've experienced it is if I do a video and I'm just cussing out the camera the entire time, which I used to swear quite a bit on my channel. I can get demonetized for that. But if I only say like the F word every like once or twice in a video, nothing appears to happen. But yeah, I'm a lot more conscious of that now, and I just decide like, all right, I guess I'll stop swearing as much if that's what they need. And I'm hoping it'll go back to the way it was at some point, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but I feel like within the next 4 years, there's going to be a turnaround where they're going to loosen up a lot on it.
Well, this has happened before. Because you guys I know you're younger than I am. I'm 25. I know I look like I'm about like 18, but I get that a lot. But I think back in like 08, 09, YouTube, once again, they didn't do the demonetization thing, but they were really cracking down on people that, would use swear words or various, like offensive material. They would just give them a community guideline strike or something. And after a while, they let up on that and everything was good for a while. But then the adpocalypse happened. There you go.
When you received your community guideline strike, did that take away your ability to live stream or any negative consequences?
I never got a community guideline. I only have ever gotten
copyright strike. Okay, those are different things.
So that was actually a surprising thing. Back in the day, and the last time I got a strike before...
Just be moving the mouse every once in a while.
Anyone else 11 beers deep? No.
We just lost Tekking.
Tekking's gone.
What happened?
So now we're going to talk about something else. Okay. So, he's back.
Hey,
okay.
Sorry, we lost you for a little bit.
Oh, he might be frozen. Oh, no.
I wonder.
Where's the sound?
Oh, no.
He gone. Oof.
We good?
We good.
Yeah, we're good.
He's
We're
back.
good. Thank you guys for being patient.
Let me get a
that are watching.
Tekking's back in the ice house.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back in the
Ice
ice
house.
house.
All right. Sorry about that.
Ice.
Yeah, everything's okay on my end. It might have just glitched or something. I don't know.
No, I think I hit a cable and it pulled out one of my USBs and then it made the computer's like signal to the monitor turn off. It's complicated and weird. I don't really know why it happened, but we're good now.
It's technical. I get it.
It's a ghost.
But where did I leave off? Because you asked about the copyright.
Oh yeah, I wanted to know if you faced any negative repercussions because of that. Like, were any of your privileges taken
back
away?
when I was first starting out and I got a few strikes. I don't think YouTube Live had a live streaming network back then, but I could never upload videos longer than 15 minutes. I remember that was the thing they took away from me, and that was a big pain in the ass. And then they took away, I think, custom thumbnails once. But the most recent strike I got, like last month, they didn't take away anything.
Oh, nice.
So I was, I really lucked out there because I was like, so I was in a situation where I was like, okay, I got a strike. That's not good, but they didn't take anything away from me. But at the same time, I was afraid of getting another one. So I still was like treading on eggshells.
So being like a somewhat famous YouTuber,
moderately famous. Let's use that. Because
moderately
the thing
famous
is,
YouTuber. How many girls slide in your DMs?
What'd you say?
How many girls slide in your DMs?
I'm sorry, you cut out there. What DMs?
How many girls are sliding in your DMs?
Oh yeah, so many. They're all anime girls, but
okay.
I have a harem.
Hey, low key though, I've seen in your chat there are females that watch your videos.
Oh no, they're there. They're definitely there. I have a demographics page, obviously, and it's like 95% male, but I have like 300,000 fans, so that 5% is still like, it's like 3,000 or something.
300,000 is such a big number.
You know,
if you really like
visualize and talk to girls, so
yeah, I've talked to them before. I ran into I went to a convention in April, and it was at that convention I think I met the first female fan in real life, because I go to cons like twice a year and I meet a lot of fans. Usually they're guys, but I think I met an actual female fan there. I'm like, awesome. She was with her boyfriend, so I was like, oh right, okay, well, whatever. Still, I'll get a picture with you still.
Oh yeah.
Crap. But it's
I want to focus on that 300,000 number though, because I mean, like, if you like a college stadium, like, what university did you go to?
It's called the St. Francis University. It's this tiny little college tucked away. It's literally like you're driving in farmland for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden there's a university out there.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
so it probably doesn't have a big stadium.
Yeah, there's a football field, but it's the size of a regular football field.
If you got like.
I never thought I was going to get this popular. I never would have thought I would have gotten 300,000. I wanted for so long just to get 100K, just so I could get this. I don't know if you can see it back here, my silver button. And then I hit that, and I kept going. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking I could probably hit 1 million eventually, but that's going to take a long time, and I don't see myself just based off of like I said, the Anime Man and Misty. They only have a little bit more than 1 million. I don't think that you could be talking solely about the stuff I talk about and manage to get like into the upper echelons of YouTube, but I don't need that really. You don't need to have that many fans to be successful on YouTube and make a living off of it, but I think I could hit 1 million eventually.
I used to play a video game called RuneScape, and
yes, I love that game.
Really? I got 18.99s on my account, but I don't play no more.
Oh wow. Can I have it? Nah, I don't play it anymore either. I was addicted to that game in the summer of 2007, from 8th grade going into high school.
Oh.
I was just absolutely obsessed with that game.
That sounds like one of my good friends.
It was a very nostalgic time for me. That was a magical summer.
And I was playing back then with you, man.
He was obsessed with League of Legends. You guys play League of Legends?
I've never played League.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a huge gamer, honestly. Although I have been getting into Fortnite a lot recently in the last few
months.
months.
Yeah, dude, we gotta play Fortnite.
Yes, we all play Fortnite. We gotta have like a.
Colton and I are pretty good. And so is Grace.
I'm getting better to the point where I'm not dying a lot, but.
You play on your PC?
PS4.
PS4, okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, I brought up that RuneScape thing, seemed kind of random. I was just gonna say that there were channels with like 50,000 subscribers, but they had such an active audience that they were still able to make a living off of YouTube because like even though their audience was small, their view ratio was like super high. And I feel like you probably have a high view ratio too. You get like 100K.
At the end of the day, it really depends on your kind of channel. But it's not subscribers. Like a person subscribing to your channel does not generate revenue. It's just based on how many people are watching your videos, how many of them are watching the ads or clicking on the ads. That's the ads are the thing that actually generates the revenue. I'd say I have a fairly high view rate on my channel. If you compare it to my subs, I have like 300,000 subs, and my videos get the One Piece videos can easily crack 100K. That's not bad.
That's actually really good. Like you look at Ray William Johnson's channel is so dead that he has over 10 million subs. Really? But he gets about 4,000 views.
That's bad.
Yeah, I know a few channels that are like that got really big. Do you guys remember a show? This was way back in the day. It was a show called "Is It a Good Idea to Microwave This?"
Yes.
Oh my god! Back in the day.
Yeah, that channel. It was run by a guy named Johnny Paula, and I remember this. They did a live stream once, and I was in it, and it was like one of the first live streams I was ever part of. And I wasn't in it, but I was like in the chat, you know. And I like asked them for advice, and they gave it to me, and I was like, I took that to heart, and so that was pretty cool. But I checked out his channel recently, and he has like 900,000 subscribers, but his videos, they're not really getting that many views anymore. It's actually kind of sad, you know, because this is someone I grew up with, and I'm like, oh, I wish they were doing better, but they kind of just slid off.
It's that content slide.
They need to throw some more stuff in the microwave.
Yeah. Since we do have a delay, I think it'd be interesting to switch that kind of dynamic to where maybe we'll get a couple people from the chat to ask you a question specifically, and then you can give the advice.
Go for it.
But we gotta wait a little bit for an actual
there's a delay, there's a lag. That's the same thing with mine. Yeah.
If you have a question for our boy, let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull up the chat here. Yeah.
There was something I wanted to say, but I don't remember. Which
that happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Anyways, Race, you say something funny. You got it.
One time I was like on my phone trying to do some weird stuff, and
okay.
Then it was anime, and that's the first time I ever saw anime.
So you're watching hentai?
Okay.
Yeah, and it confused me. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something normal at first, and then I was like, no, this is definitely gonna go.
Yeah, this is weird, man. This is something weird. There's like girls with giant eyes and guys throwing lightning bolts. This is weird, man.
Strange.
I was going through my grandpa's war medals, and I found a whole bunch of hentai.
I've been there. I have been there. That's where I got interested in all
this.
Is
hentai anime?
No, not
hentai,
necessarily.
I mean, it can conceivably, but not necessarily. Some of it is manga.
Hentai
just refers to it's the rated X stuff.
We got two questions.
Like that's like saying is a porn movie not a real movie? I'm like, well, technically it is. I mean, they're filming stuff with a camera, so yeah.
Dude, that's what we got. Ice Game 6 got to make like the greatest porn movie ever, to where it's like a blockbuster film.
I've always told myself if the
Tekking.
YouTube thing never works out, I could go and direct porn. I can't be in it, obviously, because I don't. I've seen some really shittily, filmed porn videos. I'm like, come on, guys, you don't know shit what you're doing. I could at least get the camera set up right.
That's honestly a pretty good idea. Like,
live?
we could make
What if we did like a live porno?
Wait, that's what's cams.
Whatever they want to hire me for, I don't care.
But like it would be like straight live stream, like set up with like mics and.
You want me to tell you the worst I've ever seen with this? So there was one I was watching, it was porn, whatever, and they were on this bed going at it, and there was a mirror on top of the bed, and the camera guy passed in front of the mirror, and so you're watching two people have sex as this fat guy with a beard wearing a hoodie is filming them in the mirror. And it's like, okay, way to kill the fucking mood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I could do better than that. Throw a blanket over that damn mirror.
All I know is every time I've had sex and there's been a fat bearded guy watching, like, it was a little awkward.
Yeah, it gets a little strange.
Yeah.
Okay, we got two questions though. If you want to.
Okay, what's up? What are the questions? Hit me.
Okay. Hey, Tekking, what's your opinion on the fact that the Promise Neverland is on its final arc, and also who are your favorite characters?
Okay, so do any of you know about the Promise Neverland?
I have no idea what
No,
that is.
we
Who
don't know.
said the question, by the way? You can go ahead and say their name.
Lasher Luke. Shout out Lasher Luke for the question.
Yeah, he comes out on a lot of my streams before. I know him. But yeah, so the Promised Neverland is a series about. I'll just give you a brief overview so you understand what it is. It's a series about. It takes place in this alternate future where these kids are raised in this orphanage. But it turns out it's not really an orphanage. They're living in this demon world, and the demons are like raising them in this cattle farm, just made to look like an orphanage. Like it's happy and it's fun, and they've got like trees and like a mother to like look after them, and they have all these books and games and everything. But they're literally just raising them to be food for these demons. Like that's what they are. And the cool thing about it is that it's a very tactical, very logical kind of thing where the first arc of the series, they just have to, and these kids are like 12 years old. And they're really smart, and they're just trying to escape this orphanage. And the first arc is like 45 chapters, just trying to do all the things to try to escape this place and how to survive. And it's a really, really like thought-provoking kind of series. My favorite character is probably the main character, who is Emma, and she's like a 12-year-old girl that's like, the lead here. Ray is pretty cool though too, and Hugo is a new character, but he's pretty neat. But it's ending soon. They just ended their final arc. And it's been actually, Promise Neverland started right after Bleach ended. I remember that. It was like in August of 2016 when it started. So it's not going to be a very long series, but at the same time, it's like it's so good that I would rather it end quickly and have just like a quick hurrah rather than being drawn out for as long as it had. If a series had been drawn out, you know how it is.
Naruto.
Yeah, it's like I have a story and it's going to be 10 chapters and that's it. I'm not going to stretch it out to 50 chapters if I don't think the material's there. That's what I like. So it's like if they do it well, they do it well. We'll see where it goes from here.
Okay.
What's the next question?
Yeah.
Next question. Did you start your channel as a hobby for fun, or was it a mission to blow up?
I think everybody, there's probably exceptions to this. There's probably people that have started their channel right from day one. They're like, I'm going to be super popular and I'm not going to stop until I'm making money off this. But I think the vast majority of people would probably have started stuff, more as like a passion project. And you need to have that. To keep this going, you need to have the love for what you do. Whatever you talk about, you have to love it. Mm-hmm. I've always said there's three reasons I do YouTube. The first one is there's money in it. I'm not going to try to bullshit you there. I'm not going to say because the money is a big deal because you need it to live, and this is what I'm good at, so this is what I'm doing, and I hope I can do it for a long time. The second is it's doing something I love. I love anime. I love talking about One Piece and all that stuff, and just being myself and self-employed. That's really cool. And the third thing is just to interact with my fan base, because that's something else I really like to do. I do live streams quite often and try to interact with as many. It's kind of hard now because I have every live stream I do, I have at least 1,200 people in there, and I can't read every single question, so that's how it goes. But right. I try to give as much feedback as possible.
That is something we wanted to touch on, because you're really involved with your audience a lot more so than other YouTubers. I literally just messaged you, and now you're on our show, and we only have 40 subscribers. That just shows.
Really. Yeah, I'll come on. It's just, it really comes down to luck a lot of times, right place, right time. With how many, you were in that live stream. You saw how many people were in there. So it could have, that you're going to be teching, you want to be on our stream, and I just didn't catch it, and it just went right up, and I just never saw it, and never gave you an answer. But it happened to be I got it and everything. I need a secretary or something to help me out with this, because it's a one-man show. I do everything.
Yeah, but that live stream, I caught it at the very end, and I was typing out my message to tell you, and then it was too long. It was $50, and I was like, oh man, I don't have $50 to send.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind giving you money. I wanted to. That's why I did a donation. But
it's fine.
You were cutting down.
It's fine if you don't. But the super chat thing, you have to focus on that too, because that's where I get a lot of my donations from. So if someone leaves a $50 super chat, I have to answer that. That's just common decency at that point. Yeah.
But as I was saying, you were wrapping up the stream, and you were like, "All right, guys, I gotta go." And I looked down, I was like, wait, that's just $50? Shit. And then I just cut off like the last 2 sentences and pressed send. And then luckily you saw it like right before he cut the stream off.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing.
A lot of time, yeah, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, I'm prone to just making snap decisions in my life. Sometimes it's gotten me into trouble, but a lot of times it'll just be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. So, yeah, and I said that, yes, without even really looking into your stream all that much. I clicked on it, I saw like your setup and everything, but I didn't really look into what you were talking about. You guys could be here talking about, you know, like classic cars or something, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know anything about this subject matter, but okay.
Yeah, that's why I did want to specify that we were talking about your YouTube journey in the email.
Yeah. So it all worked out in the end. It's just that I've done stuff before where I've like just automatically said yes to things. I'm like, oh man, I should have thought this through first, but that's just who I am. I get excited and I'm just like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
Like me, like all 4 of us, we get caught into saying yes to a lot of things just because we're nice, and then you're like, "Fuck, I have to go film all this stuff for this."
Let me tell you the worst. Let me tell you the worst thing in my life that's ever happened with that is as a minor tangent. I won't go on too long. So, at my university, all my professors, like, because I went to school for digital media, like journalism and communications and stuff. So all my professors knew about all the stuff that I did. And I actually got a few jobs with that. I actually filmed a commercial for a hospital once for, because they knew what I did. So it was 2016, and that was the year of the presidential election. So at our school, they had a mock presidential like debate kind of thing where they had like, you know, a bunch of people come in. They had the former governor of Pennsylvania come in and speak, and it was like this big event. And my political science teacher came up to me and said, you know, I heard you're pretty good at filming stuff. Would you like to film it? I was really, really busy that week. Like, I was like, he's like, are you sure you can't? And I'm like, I really can't. He's like, can you please? And I basically got goaded into saying yes. And I went and I did it and I filmed everything. And the file was corrupted and I never sent him the video.
Oh.
So it was like this big four-hour event and everyone from all these different, and something happened. I was expecting this big finished product, this well-edited thing, and I just never got back to him, never sent him anything about it. And I just avoided him for the rest of that semester. I still feel bad about it, you know?
Reese, like, he's the guy doing all of our switching and everything. And he made a business promo, and we never gave it to the person that we were going to do it for. We did it for free, though. It was a school project. And then about the corrupted thing, like, I used to work for a company called Tekking101, and they live stream football games of, like, Friday Night Lights, like high school football games. And they would have me driving all these places. On my first one, I get out there, I have the camera, I'm ready to go. The SD card they give me is, like, corrupted and doesn't work. So then, like... God. I had to go run around, like, and I'm there by myself at this stadium that's an hour and a half away from the office. So I had to find some random, like, lady, and I was talking to her to see if I can get an SD card because she was one of the other, like, video people. And then I ran into my old audio video teacher that used to work at our school. And then she hooked me up, gave me an SD card, Miss Neely.
Miss Neely?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she just happened to be there.
Shout out Miss Neely.
Yeah. That is an act of, like, fate at that point. You'd be like, oh my god.
You were blessed.
I was at, like, some school district that wasn't even mine.
Wow. Yeah, like, whenever I actually got asked to do that once. There's, like, a local baseball stadium where, like, the local teams play and everything. Not like a high school thing, like an actual minor league baseball team. And they offered me a job once to run, like, the scoreboard and everything once. I didn't take it, but they offered it to me. Whenever I go out on, like, whenever I'm filming, like, a commercial for a project or something, I always bring, like, extra SD, extra everything as much as I can. Because I'm just, like, getting ready to film. Crap, don't have an SD card. Well, whatever.
Are you known as that YouTube guy in your community? Because you're definitely probably got the most clout out of anyone that lives in your town.
No, I don't, actually. There is another guy... I don't want to use his name because he's a minor, and he's like, you know, I think he's younger than you guys. He's still in high school. But I don't know him personally, but he has like 450,000 subs.
Oh,
he has
what kind of content does he do?
He does he has a channel on like prize machine games, like where he'll show you how to win like prize games and stuff. But once again, I don't want to give you the name or anything. But yeah, he's around, so I hear people mentioning him and stuff, and some people wear his T-shirts around. I get, it's funny. I'm working at Dollar Tree. There's a hair salon a few doors down, and there's a girl that works there, and she came in and she's like, "I saw you on my TV last night," and I'm like, "Huh?" And I guess her boyfriend is a big fan of my videos, and now so they come in, and so in the last year or so, I've been seeing a lot more people be aware of what I do and watch what I have to offer. So in my tiny little country community where like no one watches anime really, that's really cool, you know?
That is cool. So like,
yeah. I mean, like if we're just talking my tiny little village, then yeah, I'm probably the single most successful person to come out of this because there's not much to live up to here. Yeah, like my tiny little, there's like 900 people that live in this town.
We could touch on the Dollar Tree thing, because I've always found that kind of honorable and kind of funny that even though you have so much popularity on YouTube, you still stay at the Dollar Tree because, like, you're friends or just because you think they need you?
Yeah, so it's actually funny you bring that up now because I might be quitting soon. But the story with that is I've worked there for, it'll be 7 years this December. I don't know if I'm going to stick around till December because that's the Christmas season, and if you've ever worked in retail during Christmas, it's a clusterfuck. It's just, you don't want to be there.
Doesn't work.
So if I'm going to quit, it's going to be before that starts. But anyway, that was the first job I ever got. Right out of high school, I started doing the YouTube thing, but I did not make any money off YouTube until 2012. So I graduated in 2011. So yeah, I started that. I got money for graduation. I blew through all of that in the first summer, which that taught me the importance of saving money because I'm like, I have $1,000. I'm freaking rich. I'm like, I could just spend as much as I want. It's gone by the August, by the time I start community college, and I had to like beg my mom for gas money a few times. And she's like, okay, you're getting a job. And so my mom talked to the manager at Dollar Tree at the time. Her name was Jess. And that's how I got a job there. And the reason I guess I stayed, because my YouTube channel started taking off. I started making more money off my YouTube channel probably like in 2015, 2016. I could have quit. But I love the people that I worked with. And I didn't really hate my job, so there wasn't really like any reason for me to quit, honestly. I mean, the pay wasn't great, but I didn't hate it. Right. So I stayed there, and it gave me something to do to get me out of the house so I wasn't staying inside all day just in front of my computer. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but the thing is, recently, people came and went throughout the years. I've known so many people that work there. But Jess was awesome because she was the store manager, and she was, she was smart, and we can just bullshit about anything. And she was the kind of boss that was like, I don't know if you guys, like, what you do for a living, but have you ever been, like, terrified if you've ever been sick or something? Like, oh, crap, I don't want to call in because they're going to, they're going to be up my ass about that. She was the kind of person that was, like, really chill with it. She treated you like a human being. She didn't treat you like a robot and, like, follow all of these arbitrary rules. She was really chill with that kind of stuff. But recently, she just quit. She was just like, done, because our store went through a few different changes and stuff and new management, and she was just like, I'm done with this. I've been here 15 years. I'm quitting. And so she's going to go be a truck driver right now. So
that's cool.
I'm like,
shout out Jess, truck driver.
Yeah, shout out to Jess because she was the best manager ever. And she was pretty hot too. So that also, that I'm like, I'm not even gonna. That she was really hot. She had like breast implants and everything. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you gotta stick around.
The whole boss, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
now we know why he worked at that Dollar Tree for so long.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
He said it multiple times on his channel.
I've said this before. This
I
is
remember.
new information. Like, she was the thing is, she was really smart too. So like, we could talk about I could just sit there and bullshit with her about philosophy or history or some book series that we both read. Like, so that kind of shit. So that was really cool. But yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, like, besides filmmaking and YouTube and anime, I know you have other interests such as dinosaurs and mythological creatures, other kind of stuff. Like, what other hobbies do you have aside from YouTube?
I thought about doing a series on this, like everything else that I'm into. It's just, once again, I'm one guy, so it's like, that would be like a side project from all the stuff I'm doing on YouTube. But yeah, I have a bookshelf. The big thing I'm into is history, particularly American history. I'm a huge fan of that. I could probably rattle off all of the U.S. presidents if But I also am like really into just classic literature. Like I'm just looking at the books I have here. Like I have books on dinosaurs. I have a few on them. A book on symbology, like all these different symbols and stuff. I have a huge book on mythology over there. I actually used it in the video today. Greek mythology and Nordic and Native American and Egyptian. Those are some of my favorites. But yeah, those are just like my other hobbies I do when I'm not, because you don't want to get like burnt out. Because I talk about One Piece on YouTube. That doesn't mean I don't want to be watching nothing but One Piece. I don't want to be reading nothing but One Piece because that would burn me out pretty quick.
Do you like ghosts and spirits?
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I find myself as somewhat of a skeptic. I don't really believe in that stuff, but I love reading about it. You know, because I read about like pretty much anything. You pretty much give me anything, and I'll look into it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of a YouTube channel called Top Fives, which is like a channel that like does horror, like top 5 horror videos, and like they do really good documentaries on there too. So yeah. He has about 2 million subs. So I'll watch him every now and then. I'm interested in reading about like pretty much anything. No knowledge should be off limits or forbidden.
Yeah, you can't, because otherwise there's going to be a bunch of pirates going around trying to find the poneglyphs.
Yeah, really. You got to make sure you're on top of this shit, man.
In One Piece, the government has like, there's an entire century of time where you're not allowed to like discuss it or study it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get
you're not.
the
Even
whole
allowed
island
to, like,
you live on gets blown up.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's pretty chill.
Yeah, there was an island that's like shows how, because the world government in One Piece is extremely dogmatic, and like there's like a supreme government that rules over most of the world, and they're like, yeah, we tell you to not talk about this, and you don't talk about this, and if you do talk about this, we blow your island up. That's as simple as it is.
And like, man, if we let Matt just go off, he could literally talk about that kind of stuff for like hours. And what, like,
I could talk about anything. I really can. I guess that's a skill I have.
What if we went to the abandoned hotel in downtown Houston at nighttime?
Oh.
Ghost hunting.
That would be. I've always wanted to do something like that.
Ghost hunting with Tekking?
like a ghost hunter kind of deal. Yeah.
dude, yes.
Shout out Precious for that idea.
Well, Tekking will come to Houston. We'll go ghost hunting and then hit a strip club.
Yes, we'll get weird down
No,
here.
but then we'll find some ghost strippers.
Oh yeah,
Ghost strippers.
We need to go to an old abandoned strip club. Is what
Oh,
we're saying.
yes,
okay.
dude. Now we're talking.
What if we
We
created
go,
a
we
ghost
go into the old
stripper
abandoned
anime?
strip club and like 1920s ragtime music starts queuing up, and there's like,
Yeah.
oh, check
Whoa,
out that
what's
ghost. You
going
can see
on?
your whole ankle. Check that out.
Yo, I went to a burlesque show once.
No shit.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
like- That's fancy porn right there.
It's Blue Ball Nation.
Yeah, really.
It was Blue Ball Nation until the dude came out with his cock sock covered in sequins.
Oh.
And then it was still really funny though.
I'm down to go to
I
an abandoned
can't-
strip club.
I can't say I've ever been in a, so I live out in the middle of the country. There's really not many reputable establishments, you know what I mean? It's mostly just ramshackled old shacks off the interstate. But there's a strip club that probably the closest one to my house. It's in a town called Altoona. It's like the closest thing to a city. It's about a city, I guess. It's called Club Coconuts. Very, very classy. And by the way, what you're picturing is, it's like a boarded up. It's like literally a house that's just boarded up, and there's like the sign and like some straw out front, and that's it.
Classy.
So one night,
Strobe
it was me and my friend Chris and my friend Phil, and we went to go see a movie. And then afterwards, he drives us out to this place. It's like this bad part of town. It looks like we're about to get shot. And he parks in the parking lot of Club Coconuts, and he's like, "Come on in." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going in there, but you guys can if you want." And we just left. There's like nobody there at that time. It's like a Tuesday night.
All the ladies are for you, man.
I've never actually been to a strip club, but one thing Houston is like known for is we got like completely full nude strip clubs that are like,
Ooh.
We got full touch.
yeah, full touch strip clubs. Like it's some next level thoughts, man.
That's like Amsterdam, but
Just a little more.
yeah, I don't know. I've never
Nah,
been in a
it's
strip
sketchy.
club. I don't know how I would respond to that. I might pass out immediately upon walking in. We'll see.
Your nose starts bleeding.
I think I would just start
it's
thriving.
It's the same thing with. I've never been drunk in my life, so
I think you've drank a couple times, right? No?
I've drank before. Yeah. Like around Christmas, we'll have like a hot toddy, which is like whiskey and honey, and I'll have like a shot of that or two at Christmas time. But I've never gotten to the point where I've been drunk. And we were talking about that earlier. there's a liquor store right where I work too, and my boss came in with this. She wasn't drinking it on the job, but she bought it for later. It was like that, a Captain Morgan. It was like watermelon though, and I had a little bit of that later, and that was all right. Yeah, but I don't drink.
Captain Morgan. That sounds so weird.
Yeah, we drink
Captain
a lot
Morgan.
down here.
Captain Morgan is good. I've had the regular Captain Morgan,
Not
spiced, and then the
Us
watermelon.
21-year-olds.
And yeah, but like not enough to even really get buzzed. But I'm like, yeah, I can drink that. That's passable.
Right. See, I like twisted tea. Do you have twisted tea up there? I think it is more of a northern thing.
Yeah, I think we do. I'm obviously, I'm not going into the store very often, but there's a guy that works there that's like a nerd. So I go in there and bullshit with him sometimes. I think we have that shit. Yeah. My thing is iced tea. And my iced tea of choice is a brand that's only in this area called Gallagher's. And
Bro, ship us some out.
Love this shit, yeah.
You gotta ship us some of that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll send you back some Texas.
I went on vacation to Florida last month. And
okay.
it was the first time I've been on vacation in years, like 10 years since I've been on to the beach. It was like such a good getaway. But they didn't have this down there, so I had to like substitute Arizona, and Arizona tea is everywhere, and that's fine. I'm okay with Arizona.
We like Arizona.
Arizona's great, yeah. But
it's not quite what you want.
I'm just glad I got to travel again. I first time I was on an airplane too. I need to travel more. I need to get out there in the world.
That was something I wanted to ask, was like where you've traveled to, but I guess the list is kind of short.
I'm a homebody, man. I'm like, I'm somebody that doesn't like change. Like, if you push me to do something, I'll do it. It's just I need a push. It's been the same for starting college, getting my first job. It's like I need to get in that habit of just taking a jump into doing things.
Right. It feels good when you do that. I take a lot of jumps, and sometimes they're a little impulsive and don't end well.
Yeah. I need to do that. But hey, this is the first time I've been on an airplane, and now I know how that works. So I have no problem like maybe flying out to. Yeah, it's fine. So now maybe I've always wanted to go to Comic-Con in San Diego. I can go to that now maybe.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been to Texas?
We'll see. Nope, never been to Texas.
Have you? So you've never had Whataburger?
Oh wait. Have I had what? No, I'm thinking of Five Guys. No, I've never had Whataburger.
Whataburger is only in Texas, I think.
Whataburger is the truth.
Hey, maybe you could go to Anime Expo next year. I went to it whenever I was in LA. That's where I met Rogers Base.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. Yeah, I've never met. I've always wanted to like meet other YouTubers. It's just that I'm out in the middle of nowhere. They're not going to come out here. So, like, if that was going to happen, I'd have to go to like a con or something, a big convention. So yeah, Anime Expo next year. I might go to that.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome.
I get messages all the time from like my full screen representation, like, "Hey Matt, are you going to Anime Expo? We could hook you up with like media passes and stuff." And I'm just like, not going. But this day next year, man, yeah, if I can, I'd like to go with somebody. I'd like to travel with someone, so it's not just me, obviously. But yeah.
Bro, where are my Peachos at?
Peachos.
Oh, your candy? I don't know.
I want some Peachos.
Someone said they have Whataburger in Florida. I think the airport that I was at, one of the airports had a Whataburger, if I'm remembering correctly. I didn't eat at it.
Really?
Yeah. That's probably the coolest. That's probably the coolest airport period.
My favorite place to eat
when
is Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is the place.
And Chick-fil-A, there's only one like really around my area, and it's like a 40-minute drive from here. But I was in like every airport. There's a Chick-fil-A apparently, and I'm like, yes.
Chick-fil-A is the best service. If you ever been
it's great. It's great. Every time I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A.
Or my pleasure. That's what they have to say every time.
They can't say you're welcome. It is their pleasure to give our mouths.
I love it.
It gives them pleasure. It gets them off every time.
Yeah. Thank you. Give me pleasure. Yes.
That order got me fucking off, bro.
Yeah, you better please me. You church-going son of a gun.
Yep. I don't go to church.
I do. I'm on that church gang.
Nah.
I don't go to church.
I went for a little while when I was like, and when I say, I mean, it was my mom and like that dragged me to it when I was like 12. She's like, "We're going to church now." And I'm like, "All right." And we went for like a year, and I'm just like, not feeling it. And then we just stopped going.
Yeah, you did say that your parents were religious, but you weren't. Is that ever a problem?
I'm an atheist. My mom is Russian Orthodox, And my dad is not really religious either. If I asked him if he believed in God, he would probably say yes, but he doesn't go to church or anything. So, yeah, it's mostly my mom's side of the family.
That's cool. That's how it is for a lot of people,
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. It's like,
Yeah.
What if we go to every
Yeah.
single church? We should.
The key thing to it, no matter what you are, is that you just respect other people. You know, that's how it goes. So, I'm an atheist. I don't go around being like, all you people that believe in God.
yeah.
It's just,
And then you
they're just
got
stupid.
like the Westboro Baptist Church, like you're all going to hell.
I think they're on a downward swing to where they used to be, because they used to. Yeah, I don't think they're as prevalent as they used to be. Maybe they are. I don't know, but
They're just
that's
overexposed in the media.
that's
People like to
absolutely over
poke
the
fingers
top.
at 'em.
Absolutely overkill.
It's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's what they're doing is completely fucked up. But if you're watching the videos of them screaming at people, it is pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's kind of like when you watch somebody fall down and get hurt, but it's still funny.
Yeah,
But I
it's
think
like,
it's- I think it's funny whenever I fall.
they'll probably be okay. It's messed up when you get to the videos on YouTube that like, hey, I'm like balancing myself over this skyscraper, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't mess with those. That's a.
There was a story
Not
about
trying to see anybody die.
That's lively.
This was last. Yeah, that's lively. That's where you can see most people die. But there was that story about a year ago on YouTube. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm like, I say that with no like exaggeration. It was a married couple, and they had a YouTube channel, and I guess they thought like, oh, I have a good idea on how to get views. The husband took a book and put it in front of his body, and just like, we're gonna try to stop a bullet with this book. And
Seems
the wife
reasonable.
is the one that shot him, and guess what? Because, well, for one thing, they used a 50 caliber Desert Eagle.
Yeah, they used a fucking Desert Eagle, and they were only like 19.
And the bullet went right through the book, and it killed him. And her husband is dead. And the sad thing is, they had a kid, like a 4-year-old kid, and she was also pregnant with his second child.
Oh, God.
And she got, I don't know whatever came of it. I know she was tried for second-degree manslaughter, because the thing is, you wouldn't think people were that stupid, but you'd
Apparently
be
they
wrong,
are.
because apparently this was out of complete ignorance.
Yeah,
for the
it's a
views.
50 caliber pistol.
Yeah.
Desert
Do you
Eagle.
not understand?
Like, oh
Do
my
you not
from 10 feet
understand
away.
like that? This is like like 50 caliber is this is a powerful gun. It's not going to get stopped by a bullet. I mean, it's not going to get stopped by a book. It's just not going to happen. And it's just, here's a quick like summation. Any idea that involves you shooting yourself, automatically a bad idea. In no context is that a good idea.
Are you familiar with who's the magic guy that does the crazy stunts?
With the accent?
Chris Angel?
Or no, you're talking about
Not Chris Angel, but the other one.
David Blaine.
David Blaine.
Dave Copperfield?
No, David Blaine.
Copperfield.
He put a metal cup in his mouth and filmed a stunt where like someone shot the cup in his mouth with a 22 caliber pistol. Or actually, he had it like rigged with a laser sight. I mean, not a 22 caliber pistol, and it hit the lead cup in his mouth and bounced out, and he survived. And he did it on stage.
I mean,
What
yeah,
an
but
OG.
let's see him try that with a 50 caliber. You know,
His whole head would be
22.
gone.
Yeah.
a 22. If they tried a 22 with a book, like if they got a thick enough book, yeah, that might have worked. But
It wouldn't have felt good either. He would have got hurt. Like,
Well,
if he
no,
gets shot with a bullet.
22.
no,
had killed
well,
the
no
most
shit.
people
The
that
only
we've done.
way that
Yeah,
the
they're
only
common.
way that you could possibly do that stunt is use like a dictionary and then use like a BB gun or some shit. You know, like that's the only way.
Pellet gun.
If you're gonna use a BB gun, you might as well just get shot.
Yeah,
for
just
views.
take the BB gun to Ross.
Yeah, like make a YouTube video that's like, we're not condoning this, of course, but it's like, I got shot with a BB gun in my butt or something, you know, like whatever.
That just
Like-
reminded me, Colton and another one of our friends had like an argument, and they kept one would shoot the other with the BB gun, and then they would switch guns and shoot the other person.
So I watched a video of someone sticking a bottle rocket in their ass crack the other night. It's
That's
just
dope.
like, too many people try to do that stuff just for views, and it's like, hey man, if second or third degree burns are worth your decision to make, it's just, damn, you're stupid.
Yeah, why aren't they in their bedroom making videos about anime? Like
yeah, I mean, like, obviously not everyone.
No, why aren't they in
can
their
do this-
bedroom?
Not everyone can
filming
do the
in front of
same
all
thing,
right
but
grass?
any idea that involves you hurting yourself, also automatically a bad idea. You know?
I tried to light a fart on fire one time, burned myself pretty bad.
I've never done
There
a
you
fart,
go.
the burning fart.
There you go.
So is
My
does that mean that your
friend,
poop is flammable?
my friend Keith,
Now it is.
who is a ginger. I don't know if you know, I should, you know, prerequisite this with he's a ginger.
Yeah.
He lit. We were hanging out at my friend's place one night, and he took out a big thing of Tag body spray and a lighter,
Oh yes.
and he did the flamethrower thing. And all I'm thinking, I'm watching him do it, and I'm like, man, that's cool. But I'm also thinking, like, man, if that flame goes into that can and it explodes, I'm gonna get like a face full of like shrapnel, aluminum, like right in my face. So I'm backing away from him. But yeah,
No, yeah, that
the
does
thing is
happen.
also-
It'll get
I've
sucked
seen
back
it
in the
happen.
can and blow up.
yeah. The thing is that they're trying to get a viral video. And on YouTube, a viral video can be a good thing. I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing if a video gets like millions and millions of views overnight.
Right.
But you can't you can't establish it like a living off of that. Like it's kind of sad when I watch people do this. Like they'll have a video that they didn't try to be like a go viral. It was just an accident and they just didn't know. Like, have you ever seen the video where there was this annoying kid? They were in bunk beds and this one kid was just annoying the crap out of his roommate, and it was a really funny video, and they just uploaded it and it went viral. And then they tried to do a sequel to it, and it just wasn't as good because they were aware of it at this point.
Yeah.
That's like trying to be a one-hit wonder. Like, I'm going to get a viral video that's got like 10 million hits. I'm like, even if you do that, that one video is probably not going to make you all that much money in the future after the hype dies down. So.
How do you feel about, like, are you familiar with a YouTuber named Sniper Wolf? She used to play Call of Duty and stuff a lot and had like a reputable reputation.
Yeah, I know her. I've seen at least a few of her videos before once. Yeah,
Probably seen it.
She's now at the point, which a lot of YouTubers are, and I want your opinion on them, that do nothing but chase trends, like slime videos, 1,000-degree knife, fidget spinner, like those people who just completely sell out and do nothing except for go for whatever's going to get the most clicks.
Clickbait.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Maybe that's the reason I'm turned off of like really high echelon YouTube. I don't know why this is, but if you've noticed, so many YouTubers that have more than like 10 million plus subscribers, and that, by the way, that's what I could, like, if you've made it to 10 million plus, if you've gotten that diamond play button, you're basically a celebrity at that point. You've won YouTube, basically, you know.
Right.
But so many of them are so similar. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
They all do the
Like-
same
They
thing.
all do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like I said, vlogging's not for me, so I don't watch these guys. But I'll see their thumbnails all over the place, and they're like basically more or less the same exact kind of topics.
They really are. They all talk about the same thing and just have a different opinion on it. That's sort of
Yeah.
in the same way.
Yeah. So I'm more confused about how so many people could do this and have it be so popular.
Right.
I'm like, all right. The thing about YouTube you got to understand is that, and you know, you have to learn this like early on is the better, is it doesn't make a lot of sense and it's not fair.
Right.
And that's just that's the way the world works. If you can't come to
Exactly.
terms with that, then this probably isn't the great platform for you. Let me put it another way. I don't watch PewDiePie. I don't have anything against PewDiePie. Yeah, I'm just not really his demographic very much. But are there not people out there that have like 1,000 subscribers that make better videos than him? I would say certainly.
Well,
somewhere
if
out
you've
there
seen
that
his
there
recent
is. Yeah,
stuff, he has
sure.
completely changed
Sure.
his content.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like that, where a lot of times with it gets, you know, just luck with this. I think PewDiePie even came out and said, like, the reason I'm this popular is there's a tremendous amount of luck involved because you don't get 63 million subs. Just, you know, luck has to be involved there at some point.
Right.
It was like,
Yeah,
from what I've seen, just because, like, I mean, you yourself, you've been on YouTube for a really long time, it's
Mhm.
when the algorithm changes, like, it used to really favor gaming, and then PewDiePie blew up, and then it started really like, vloggers and stuff, and drama, and that kind of thing, and, like, you can see that the biggest YouTubers, whoever is quote-unquote relevant, changes
Yeah.
depending on what, like, YouTube is promoting themselves behind the scenes.
I mean, I'm looking at some of her. I just found her channel. I'm looking at some of her stuff. By the way, she does that thing that so many YouTubers hate. This is the one thing I absolutely despise. I hate it when they put arrows and circles in the thumbnails. I despise that so much.
Red arrow.
And their face is like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're all the same. It's freaky, you know?
It's all for kids. It's to get kids to click.
I think, you know what? That's a big draw, because you have to imagine how many little kids, because, you know, back when I was first starting on YouTube, back in like 2009, like the iPad was out, but I remember it cost like $700. There's no little kid that's going to get a freaking iPad or an iPod or whatever back then. But now it's just become to the point where, you know, I see little kids on iPhones all the freaking time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so you have to understand that's going to be a huge demographic.
And the internet used to be the devil.
Watching.
Now kids basically get to watch whatever they want. Like, I feel like parents just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just the way YouTube is. And so, I mean, hey, if you're going to have a YouTube channel, it's like, well, there's all these kids out there. Let's just make videos that pander to them. They're going to click on it. Easy views, easy money. Let's just do that. And I feel like when you get to like 10 million plus, you're making enough money on your channel at that point where you could pretty much just coast. You could put it on cruise control. You could just be like, all right, I'll put out a video, whatever's hip and trendy, and I'll be fine. It'll get like PewDiePie could literally put out a video where he's just like staring at, like literally watching paint dry, and that would probably get at least 5 million views. Yeah, you know, like I'm not even exaggerating. He really could do that. So, yeah, like I said, with me though, I have no desire to get that popular. If I did ever even get that popular, I wouldn't be able to like. How would you even interact with your fan base when you're that big?
Yeah.
So I'm happy being where I'm at right now. I'm just going to move at a steady pace. Social Blade, which is a really great website that keeps track of your, you know, subscriber growth, and it tries to predict where you're going. I think it's like within the next 3 or 4 years, I could hit 1 million. Like, I'm fine with that. But, you know, that's how it goes. I don't think I'm going to get into that upper echelon, and I think that's okay. I think that's
okay. You got to be okay with it.
Yeah, you have to understand that's just how it is.
Yeah, and that goes just like with one thing I was going to say earlier when I asked you about like if your place had a stadium. Like, so let's take the Houston, University of Houston. You know, its stadium's big. It's a big football. That holds about 50,000 people.
I know. It's crazy to actually think about it in that context. It's insane.
Imagine that copy pasted however many times for your channel, like 6.
Dude,
That's
if
how many
I
people
walked out in front of a packed like Super Bowl stadium, I would shit my pants like immediately.
I mean, just imagine 100,000 people. The amount of people that watch one of your videos.
That's the thing. It's like I have 320 something thousand people, and not every single one of them watches me. That's just that's not an accurate number for how many people are watching me. But just even like you said, just a fraction of that, just 100K. That's insanity. And I'm actually honing in on 100 million views on my channel, 100 million total views. That's getting pretty close.
How many videos have you uploaded on your channel?
Let me check really quick. I've deleted many. I've been on here for almost 10 years, so I've deleted a lot.
Right.
But right now I have about 1,600. I would probably just round up to maybe if you include everything on my vlog channel, everything I've deleted, probably maybe close to 2,000, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so many. Especially since your videos are all like 40 minutes long.
Yeah. My mom is someone that is like addicted to taking pictures of like everything. Like we'll go out to eat and she'll have to take like 10 pictures. And I'm like, I'm trying to eat. Why do you have to take so many pictures? And she's like, because if you die, I won't be able to see you anymore. I'm like, Mom, I have literally like over 1 billion hours of entertainment on the internet. If I were to die tomorrow, you'll be set. If you watch one video a day, you'll be set for like the next 10 years. Don't worry about it. So
that's crazy.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool. And the thing is, at the end of the day, even if YouTube doesn't work out, because you have to understand that as a possibility. That's why I wanted to get that degree so bad, my bachelor's degree, because don't assume that this is going to be forever. Something could happen to YouTube. I could wake up one day and YouTube could be like, no more anime content on the website. And I'm like, well, dream's over, guys.
Dips out.
At least I have this. I have the memories of this. I have the fan mail people sent me. I have my plaque. I have all this. So even if it all goes shit and I'm like, all right, well, guess that chapters of my life's over. I'm going to go try to get a job in journalism is probably what I would do because that's what my degree's in. At least I'll have the memories and I'll have all this stuff. Like I'll have my little collection of it or something. I'll have like a bat cave in my house where that's my YouTube history.
Yeah, and your merch. Oh yeah, by the way,
Right.
about the merch, how is
yeah.
that for you? Like, is that like a decent boost in income?
Yeah,
for you?
yeah. So I mostly it's t-shirts mostly. I started the t-shirt line in June, and most of the revenue came from like the first few weeks. After that, it started to die down. In the last month, it's only been like a few orders, so it's not that crazy. I'm actually going to get in contact with my artist though pretty soon, and we're gonna brainstorm out some new ideas, and I pay her for the commissions and gives me the designs. So I'm probably going to have some new ones out before Christmas, like in time for that. So it should be good. And as a caveat to that, Christmas is the best time for ad rates on YouTube because obviously everybody's buying shit.
Right.
So
Oh yeah, and people are advertising a lot more.
Yes, it's November and December that have huge ad rates where your revenue just spikes, and then January it just crashes. So, yeah, that freaked me out the first time. That freaked me out the first time it happened. I didn't know that because then like December I'm making like a lot of money, and then the next month I'm like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's just ad rate.
Are you familiar with the changes to the partnership program and that you have to have 1,000 subscribers and everything?
all that stuff. So
that's what we're working towards.
Back when YouTube first started the partnership, because YouTube. One of the people that actually created YouTube, Chuck Hurley, actually graduated from Indiana University of Pennsylvania, which is like 40. My friend Casey went there. It's like 40 minutes from my house.
Oh yeah, we know Casey.
He's one of the creators of it. So that started in 2005. I think they were bought out by Google pretty early on. I think later that same year they were bought out. And so they started the partnership program. How it worked back then is they had to come to you. You could send in an application for it, but they had to come to you to really get it. Then in 2012, they opened it up to everybody, and that's how I started getting paid. And then recently they changed it because of the ad thing. So I guess they wanted to make sure people that had really racist content didn't get ads on their stuff.
It's not only that. It's also that YouTube, there's a lot more people uploading a lot more video views. And yes, people are buying more ads on YouTube than they did in the past, but it's still like a scarcity. So there are all these channels just posting like random ass videos getting ads. Now all of those ad views for those channels is concentrated to the people that have reached that 1,000. So like you on your end is actually making more money because there's more ads going towards you and not all these random crap
and
channels.
that's really not fair. What they should have done instead, they had to figure out a way so that we can sift out all of the racist content. And I guess the way they thought of doing it is like, okay, well, let's just set that barrier up. Is it 1,000 subscribers? I thought it was 10,000 you needed before you can start monetizing.
You have to have 10,000. I think it's 100,000 minutes watched and 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so they set that up as the example, but that's going to deter a lot of people from getting started because it's going to take a while. That's how I started, but it would be really cool if you could you wouldn't be making a lot of money at the beginning anyway, but it would at least be something to kind of incentivize you to be like, okay, I'm not making a lot, but at least I have something to work with. But now that they're doing it this way, it's basically back in the old days of YouTube where you just gotta keep trucking through. So when you start on YouTube now, unless you're living at home, unless you're a teenager, you're like in your 20s, you gotta have another job and try to balance the YouTube thing and make it work until you hit that threshold.
I just since we have you here and you have some experience with AdSense, I had another channel that Colton and I did. But the AdSense, that account had a parent account, which was my even older YouTube channel. And I made that whenever I was like 11 years old or something. So I wasn't old enough to get ads. So I was locked out of receiving any AdSense for the channel that I had. And I had a video on there with like 40,000 views and like 100,000 total. And I was always wondering how much would I have made if I didn't screw that up a long time ago?
There's no, I I heard one time it's like you get $1 for every 1,000 views, but I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, that seems like how I remember. That's what it used to be said to be, but I know ads have gone down.
I think that's more of a rumor, and the ad rate thing is such a big factor here. It's a variable thing. But yeah, I don't know how much you would have made in that situation. I get paid through AdSense, so Full Screen is my partner on my main channel. That's who pays me.
Okay.
But my vlog channel, which I don't upload there on very much, so I only get paid on there like, I get paid I think every month, but it's not very much. They get paid through that still gets paid through AdSense.
Oh, so do you get paid more frequently because you go through a partnership program, or?
No. It's still only once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing as AdSense. I believe AdSense had a threshold where it's like you had to make at least like $100 before they'll pay you. So actually, I remember that because in April of 2012, that's when they opened up the partnership program to everybody. And it's like April, I made $30, and then by the end of May, I had 60, and then by the end of June, I had 100. And finally, I have it hanging up on my billboard over there. My first check from Google, that was like $120, but I was like, that's from what I did. That's from just my videos. $120.
Did you ever cash it, or did you just keep it?
Oh yeah, no. I photocopied it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I needed the money at the time because I was still pretty poor at that moment. But yeah, I photocopied it and I have it up there.
You ran downstairs. Look, Mom, I'm rich.
My mom, I mean, like, she's very supportive now because I pay for like a lot of the bills in the house and everything. We split it half and half. But when I first started out, though, I mean, she was from an older generation. She grew up in like the 60s. So when I was blowing through all that money when I was out of high school, which is something I will never do again. I've actually gotten pretty good at saving my money since then. It was getting close to school, and she was like, you need to get a job. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to do YouTube videos and make money off that. And she's like, that's not practical. You can't do that. It's not going to work out. You're going to have to do something. And to an effect, she was right, because it took a long time before I got to this point. But I eventually did, and now her and my dad, they both support me in doing what I do, so, yeah.
Would you have considered yourself to be, like, introverted while you were in school?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing
Hell yeah. When I was in high school, I was very quiet, didn't talk to pretty much anyone. Like, this personality you got, like, I feel like I've always had this, but it was YouTube that really helped me bring it out, so I wasn't afraid to, like, do this in public or whatever, because I'm a very expressive person now. But yeah, when I was in high school, I didn't know. I was terrified of talking to girls. Did not know how that worked. I would be the weird kid that just stayed in the back of study hall and read my manga and just hope no one would talk to me. I had my little clique of friends who were all like also socially awkward and stuff, but it wasn't really until I started doing YouTube that I got comfortable, talking in public like this.
And what's it like with the people that say knew you from high school but weren't really like do you ever have like the quote unquote popular kids hit you up like, hey, I remember you from high school and now you're a big YouTuber?
Let's see. Well, do you know my friend Casey? She's been in a few of my videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, blonde girl. Yeah, me and her went to high school together and we've been friends, forever. So she knows what I do and everything. So it's not weird when I talk about it to her. There was an instance, I'll tell you this story. So one time I was doing a live stream and I was talking about this one girl that I went to school with. I'm not going to use her name, but she had a YouTube channel when I was in high school. I had one too, but I only had like 50 subs. She had way more than that. I think she had a few videos that even hit 1 million. And back then that was like, holy crap, this girl is like, and she was really funny, really funny. And so I was doing this live stream where I was talking about her channel. And I was like, you know what? I when I was in high school, I thought that I would never get to that level. And I actually did get to that level. She doesn't do YouTube anymore, but I did get to that level. And I told my fans who she was and her channel. And I go to bed that night. I wake up the next day from a message from her. I have not talked to this girl in like 3 or 4 years since high school. I get a message from her that's like, why are you sending people to cyberbully me? And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get a bunch of my fans, I guess, misconstrued what I said, because what I said was like, I never thought I would be as good as her, but it ended up that I did, so that's cool. I guess they took it to mean like, oh, I'm gonna go shit talk this girl, like, hey, what do you think of Tekking now, huh? He's super popular now. And I'm like, guys, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't know any of this. And so I wake up to like 7 text messages from her, like on Messenger. And her first message is like, why are you sending people to bully me? I always liked you. Why are you doing this? And then as the messages went on, she actually watched my live stream. And she found out that what I said about her I didn't say anything negative about her whatsoever. And she's like, why are they doing this? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know why, but I'm just deleting. So I just deleted the stream and I just shut it down. And I'm like, I'm never mentioning. So whenever someone comes up to me and says, hey, Matt, can you give me a shout out? Like people I know that are trying to start YouTube channels. I tell them, I say, I don't have a problem with doing that, but just understand I can't control what my fans do. And most of my fans are cool, but I have like 300,000. There's going to be some of them that just want to fuck with people, you know?
Well, at least that's good that we have you here, because then hopefully your fans won't try to kill us.
No, I hope everything works out okay for you guys. I really do. But, you know, there's always somebody. That's something. And it was a real shame, too. But we're on good terms now, so everything's good.
I've been in a lot of like Discords from like content creators, and I have to say that your Discord has the least amount of toxic people of any Discord
really?
I've ever been in.
Like I said, I started the Discord was one of those things I did on a whim. I was doing a stream one night. One of my fans was like, "You should start a Discord." I'm like, "I have no idea what that is, but I'll start one." And I started with it, and a bunch of people flooded in, and it was a mess for a while. And then I was kind of in charge of it for at least a week or two. And after I realized there's no way I can micromanage this and do everything else. So I just made someone else in charge of it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll pop in from time to time. But for the most part, I'm just going to let this do its own thing. Because I can't, you know.
We are going to probably wrap up pretty soon. We're gonna
Okay, that's fine.
We've been going for an hour and a half. It doesn't feel that
damn.
long.
Yeah, see, time flies when you're with me. I could just chaw on about it forever.
I know, we need to get you down here.
We need to play some Fortnite.
And we need to hop on Fortnite. Maybe
Yeah,
we can do
how
a
you
live
guys
stream.
liking Season 6 so far?
I like Season 6.
I think it's alright.
Yeah.
I think the Battle Pass is probably the best one yet, but I don't necessarily like the gameplay that's going on right now.
Well, I say like maybe Wednesday or Thursday night, if whichever one works better for y'all, or Sunday. Those are the only days I can play on.
Colton and I have been playing since Season 1 before skins were out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Yeah, my friend, Casey's fiance, Zach, is the one that actually showed it to me. I think it was back in Season 3. And I downloaded it, and I played it for like a week, and I was like, this isn't for me. But then in the last month or two, I've just been getting really addicted to it. I don't know.
When did he propose to Casey?
Zach proposed to Casey. It was I think it was this past New Year's. I think it was a year before that. I think it was New Year's of 2016 going into 17.
Huh, okay. Because I knew they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't know they were engaged. That's cool.
Yeah, they're engaged. Yeah, they're engaged. I don't know. They have no idea when the wedding will be. They're just playing it. They're pretty cool with that kind of shit. They're just like, it's whatever. Yeah, they're like the perfect couple. They're like absolutely perfect for each other. It's great.
That's cool.
But yeah, I hang out with them. I'm trying to get a group together right now to go to. There's a amusement park called Kennywood around where I live. And they have like a Halloween horror night thing, and I'm trying to get a group together to go do that. So that should be fun. I love October. I love Halloween.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This has been cool.
Yeah,
thanks
yeah,
a lot
it's been
for
great.
coming.
Thanks
Like,
for having
this
me
is
on,
awesome.
guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Tekking.
I hope everything. I hope the channel. I hope your Twitch stream. I hope everything starts to go. When did you start this? Like, when was your first eepisode?
2 weeks ago. We've done
2 weeks ago. So you're getting there. It's at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost at 50 subscribers.
Yeah, we hit 51
Yeah.
today.
Oh, yay.
Like I said, from the first 2 years I did YouTube, I had about 50. So you're already ahead of me.
On YouTube, I don't know
from
what
2009 to 2011. That's probably what I had.
Put in that grind. Paid off, though.
did. All right.
You have any closing statements you want to say? Peace out to everybody.
No. Just, thanks for having me on. Make sure to everybody that's watching, check out their YouTube channel and their Twitch and all that good stuff. Check out me, but, I'm sure most people know who I am at this point. So,
Tekking senpai.
I mean, if you don't know who I am in this conversation, this is the first, if for some reason this is the first time you're seeing me, then sure, check me out.
All right, cool. So,
yeah,
that'll be it for the first episode. I mean, not the first. Today's
Third.
episode of Ice Game 6.
Okay.
Thank you
And,
everybody for coming.
yeah,
Thank you,
so-
Checking. It was awesome meeting you.
We're all gonna sign
Thanks.
out.
Yeah, nice meeting you all. Yep.
Ray Johnson signing off.
Colton Rice
Yep.
signing off.
Signing out.
Signing
Have a
out.
good one.